You mentioned that you're in the Army, right? If for people that don't know, you're the third woman to graduate Army Ranger School, which is an incredible feat. You have a book that you mentioned earlier, Delete the Adjective. I just got done with it. I binged it this week because I knew that we were going to be talking, so I wanted to make sure that I had a little bit more information on you. One thing that you talk about in the book quite a lot is like the difference in standards from different instructors and different people that are just teaching you and from person to person. And not so much this question is not so much about the Army side of it, but like the jiu-jitsu side. It sounded like it kind of bothered you in Ranger School. Does it ever get to you that we don't have like standards for each belt? It's like very subjective based on the person or anything like that. Do you ever have that feelings towards that?
I do actually, only because I feel bad for some competitors. And so every school that I've paid to be part of. Now I've done a lot of drop-ins. When I first moved out of Houston, I spent 3 months doing 1 week tests at various schools. So I went to 12 different schools those first 3 months, trying them out and trying to figure out how are we teaching? What is this? Does this professor have a theme? Like, are we going to work on guard all week and we're going to work on side control all next week? Or are they just going to wake up in the morning and have some random thought process of, I watched this on Flow and now I want to show you this cool move that I saw on YouTube or whatever. And so it does bother me only because there's people out there that are getting cheated out of the experience. My professor won't promote somebody unless he sees them. And at one point in time, when I got my brown belt, I teared up. I had been a purple belt I had 2 shoulder surgeries. I had a deployment. I've been a purple belt for a really long time. And when professor gave me the brown belt, I looked at him and tears in my eyes, which is so not something you should do with all your jits buddies around, but tears in my eyes. And I'm like, I don't deserve this, professor. And he cursed at me and he was like, don't you dare think I would give you this shit if you didn't earn it. So one of our favorite things to tell the kids is the belt doesn't fight, the person does. And I really feel like I've earned every stripe I've received. And so I think people that's stolen from people when they go to a school where it's just the instructor saying, all right, this is something cool I saw online. This is something, hey, I really wanted to try this. And so I don't think the sport should be regulated, but I do think that's a benefit of competing. And then also and if you don't compete, doing drop-ins to other schools. I'm a huge proponent of that. It's really amazing when you go up against another school or a practitioner from another school and you're like, oh my God, I've got no response to this attack, or man, maybe professor actually knows what he's talking about.